Hello, I am Axel Alfaro. I'm studying mechatronics engineering, and my role in this activity is the economist.
Hello, I'm Luciano. I'm studying mechatronic engineering, and I'm going to be the chef.
I'm Hector Diaz. I'm studying manufacturing engineer, and my role is cultural reporter.
Hello, my name is Nancy Fierro. I am a mechatronic engineer. My role is musician.
I'm Jadid Franco. I'm studying mechatronics engineering and I'm the weather reporter.
Hi, I'm Santiago Juarez. I'm a mechatronics engineering student, and in this video, I'm going to be the historian.
Hi, I'm Cecilia Rodriguez. I'm studying electronic and automation engineer, and I'm gonna be the tourist.
Hi, I am Stefania Tapia. I am a mechanical engineer student, and I will be the host. So let's start. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Good Morning Britain. Today we have a very special episode where we'll be talking about daily life in the United Kingdom, since our Mexican friends asked for it, to get to know more of our country, from the weather and traditions to music, food, and even the economy. Our guests are joining us from different parts of the country to share their experiences and knowledge. So let's begin with something very British, the weather. So let's hear from the weather reporter, please, Hadid.
Morning. Well, the weather here in London is just like most days, cloudy and a bit rainy. Honestly, it's something that never really surprises us. The British weather is famous for changing quickly. You can have sunshine in the morning, rain at lunchtime, and wind in the afternoon. That's why people always carry an umbrella. It's not only practical, it's almost part of our national identity. The weather also influences our habits. For example, many people check the weather forecast before deciding what to wear or even before leaving the house.
That's so true. I heard that the weather is one of the most popular conversation topics in the UK.
Yes, exactly. When people meet for the first time, talking about the weather is a polite and easy way to start a conversation. It's almost like a social rule here.
That's really interesting. Thank you. You know, talking about everyday habits like that makes me think about how much of British life is influenced by its long history and the way the country is governed. Maybe our historian can help us understand that connection a little better.
Thank you. As you will know, the United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy, which means that the country has a king or a queen at the head of state, but the real political power belongs to Parliament and the Prime Minister. The current monarchy is King Charles III, who became king in 2022. Historically, the monarchy has played a very important role in shaping the country's tradition and national identity. The British government is divided into three branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary, which work independently. What makes the UK unique is its combination of deep respect for tradition with a modern democratic system that represents the people.
That balance between history and democracy is one of the reasons why so many people find the UK so fascinating. Thank you for that clear explanation. Let's move to a lighter topic, food. What can you tell us about British cuisine, my chef?
You, hi Britain. Pleasure to be here. So many people think British food is simple, but it actually has a lot of character and tradition. One of the most famous dishes is fish and chips, usually served with vinegar and peas. Then we have the traditional English breakfast, which includes eggs, bacon, sausages, beans, toast, and of course a cup of tea. Speaking of tea, afternoon tea is one of the most iconic British traditions. Around 4 o'clock, many people take a break to drink tea with milk and eat small sandwiches or pastries. British cuisine also changes depending on the region. For example, in Scotland, you might find haggis, and in Cornwall, there are pasties. Nowadays, British food has also become more diverse because of the international influence.
It's very true. The UK is a multicultural place, so the food must be full of variety. Thank you for sharing that. Now let's talk about something that makes the country so vibrant: its traditions and celebration. Our cultural reporter can go ahead with that.
Yes, the United Kingdom has many traditional events that are part of its cultural identity. For example, Bonfire Night on November 5th celebrates the failure of gunpowder plot in 1605. People light fireworks and bonfires across the country. Another important celebration in Christmas, which is very important, especially in Britain. Towns and cities are full of lights, markets, and decorations. Families come together to share dinner, open presents, and watch the Queen's, or now the King's, Christmas speech. There is also the Notting Hill Carnival in London, one of the biggest street festivals in Europe. It represents the diversity of the modern Britain, with music, dancing, and colorful costumes. Each of these events shows a different part of Britain life: the historical, the family centered, and the multicultural.
Those celebrations sounds wonderful. Now, one thing that the whole world recognizes about Britain is its music. So let's hear from our music report, Nancy.
Thanks. Hello, people. So, I think music is definitely one of the strongest aspects of British culture. The UK has given the world legendary artists like the Beatles, Queen, the Rolling Stones, and many others. These brands are completely changed the history of modern music. But it's not about the past. Today, artists like Ed Sheeran, Adele, and Dua Lipa continue that legacy. Musicals are also a big part of life here. Glastonbury, for example, is one of the most famous festivals in the world, where thousands of people camp and enjoy live music for several days. British people have a strong connection with music. It's something that brings generations together.
It's amazing how music connects so many people and represents the UK's creativity. Now, let's hear from someone who recently visited the country. Can you tell us about your experience as a tourist, Ceci?
Of course, I visited the UK last summer and I can say that it was an incredible experience. London was full of life. I saw the Big Ben, the Buckingham Palace, and the Tower Bridge. The people were polite and helpful, even though everyone was always in a hurry. Which surprised me the most was how organized everything felt, especially public transport. I also noticed that British people love their traditions because I saw a group having an afternoon tea at a small cafe, and it felt something like a story of a movie. Visiting the museums was also impressive, especially the British Museum. The mix between modernity and history really makes the UK unique.
Sounds like a fantastic trip. Thank you for sharing it. Now, before we finish, I'd like to talk a little bit about the economy and daily work in the UK. Our economist?
In your host, the United Kingdom has one of the largest economies in the world. London City, for example, is one of the major financial centers, uniting companies for all the globe. However, daily life depends on the area where someone lives. For instance, in large cities, people usually work in office, financing of the loyalty topics, while in smaller towns, there's more focus on manufacturing and service. The British work culture values punctuality, professionalism, and respect. There's also a strong emphasis on work-life balance, where many people finish work early to spend time with their families or relax in the park. The economy around UK is very dynamic, and despite challenges like Brexit, the country continues to innovate and grow.
That's an excellent overview. It's clear that the United Kingdom has a strong and diverse society where tradition and modern life exist together. So to sum up, today we talk about the weather, history, food, culture, music, tourism, and the economy. All the things that make daily life in the UK unique. Thank you for being part of this discussion, and thank you to you, our audience watching us online. That's all for today's edition of Good Morning Britain. See you next time and have a great day.